Hello guys, and welcome to another Red Life Studio episode. Please subscribe and give me a like, and share my videos if you're enjoying them. Also, feel free to leave me a comment below. Now let's begin with today's stories.
My wife is having an affair. What should I do? A friend told me to ask for suggestions here. I got married last year to this beautiful girl. I was happy and she seemed happy too. Our families got connected through some common connection. I met her for the first time in a coffee shop in March last year. I liked her from the first instance I met her. Over next few months and several meetings, we talked about life, career, our future together and all the stuff which one should talk before marriage. Our perspective on most of the things aligned, which had not happened with the girls I had met before her. I fell in love with her the more I talked with her. So, when time came, I said yes to marrying her happily. She also said yes. And we got married last October. Both of us are working professionals. So, once she came to my home, we continued with our career. And everything was good at home too. We cooked together, went out, had fun. Everything was good sexually too. Then beginning of December, I kind of felt that she is distancing herself from me. Initially, I thought of giving her space so didn't pry too much. But she stopped doing the things we were doing together. After a week or so, I couldn't ignore it any further. So I asked, "Is everything okay? You seem sad since past few days." She would just say, yeah, everything is fine. But her mood didn't change. For the next couple of weeks, I asked her from time to time, but she said the same thing every time and didn't want to talk much with me. I thought in the beginning that maybe it's something I have done which might have offended her, so one night I apologized to her. I wasn't sure what I was apologizing for, but still I did just to be sure that it's not something which I did unconsciously. But even after this, she still maintained her distance with me. She also avoided any intimacy. So I stopped trying to get close to her. It started to feel like I was staying with a stranger in my home. I also thought maybe she has some past history of depression or some other issues. So I talked with her brother and also one of her friend, but they told me that no, she doesn't has any such issues. By Jan end, it was around 2 months since we behaved like husband and wife. In between these 2 months, I tried many times to break this barrier and tried to talk to her, but she would get irritated and angry. We had some small fights too. In the first week of February, she left for another city for a week and told me she has a friend whom she is going to meet. I felt happy that she finally is looking forward to something, and maybe it was this new place which made her sad. While she was away, I would call her every day once, but she would usually not pick up, or when she did, we talked hardly for like 2 minutes. And her 1 week stay extended to 2 weeks. I was okay with this. Finally, she came home. And I was very excited because I thought this time she would come changed and refreshed. I planned the weekend for us together. But she was the same. She wasn't interested in spending time with me. And was mostly in her room either watching something or on phone talking to someone. I am not that kind of person who wants to disturb anyone's personal space, so I let her be. After 4 to 5 days like this, I didn't know what else to do. I thought of going on a Europe trip with her, to which she said no. One day, last Saturday, she went out for some parlor or other stuff and her phone was at the home. Her phone rang. Initially I ignored, then it pinged with some messages. Then I did what I didn't thought I would do ever. I saw her phone, though it was locked. I could see the WhatsApp messages notification. And message read, "Hi baby, I miss you so much. When are you coming again?" and some heart emojis. I can't explain how I felt after reading that. Once she came back, I confronted her. I didn't shout. I just said her calmly that I know who she went to meet and why she is not interested in me. She told me that it's her boyfriend from college. I didn't know what to say to her. I left my flat and went out. Later I had some more questions that I asked her as to why she married me then and other things. To all these questions, she only had one answer that I don't know. Yesterday, she came to me saying she is sorry and that she has broken up with her boyfriend and that she would never do something like this again. And that she would only love me from now onwards. I feel shattered inside. I don't feel anger, I just feel sad. And what's actually funny is that there is still some love that I feel for her. I feel disgusted with myself. I am not sure what to do now. I am a software engineer by profession and I am 33. I am planning to leave the country and go for a software job in Europe somewhere. First, I will have to divorce her. Should I give her one more chance? I am aware of the fact that once a cheater is always a cheater. What do you guys think? Update. I got around 80 pings asking me to share an update. So, thought of sharing it here itself. I decided to postpone the decision of whether to divorce or not for 6 months. I will make that decision after 6 months. In the meantime, we are not staying together. We are staying in the same city but in different houses. She requested these 6 months. She doesn't want any money or stuff and she will accept my decision if I still want to divorce her after 6 months. As far as day-to-day is concerned, she visits me twice every day and we spend some time together. She keeps on requesting to stay together, but I have decided not to for these 6 months. During the initial few days, she would come and cry for hours asking for forgiveness. It affected her health and her job. I took her to a therapist after one night when she kept crying for the entire night. I couldn't see her this way in so much distress and pain. From the last few days, she is doing better. Usually, most of the time we are together during the evening, we spend it on cooking. We both like cooking. Every day, she will come up with a more complicated dish to prepare with sides and appetizers and whatnot. Yesterday, we prepared momos with soup inside of it. All our momos were breaking. We had to use a syringe to inject soup at an appropriate temperature to stop it from breaking. And this was just the starter. She also prepared main course and dessert. It took around 5 to 6 hours to prepare everything. Her intention is that the more complicated the dish will be, the more time it will take and the more time she will get to spend with me. I am living on a day-to-day basis. And I am not sure at this point what I am going to decide after 6 months. I would like to quote Rilke here. Let everything happen to you, beauty and terror, just keep going, no feeling is final. Just a request to people in the comments section. I read many comments saying very vulgar things about my wife. Something like she is a prostitute and she belongs on the street and other more vulgar things. Kindly don't say such things about my wife. And finally, thanks for all the wishes and messages. I wish you all the very best in life. And I will share if there are any updates in the future. Update 2, September 2023. Hi all, thought of sharing an update here. It's been few months since I last shared an update. I am doing this mainly for myself. Many people ping me from time to time asking for an update, so another reason for sharing it here. I am not sure if editing the post sends a notification, but anyways. First thing, we have not divorced. We are still together. Together word has a different meaning for us though. When I had shared the last update, that time we were staying in separate houses. But around 1.5 months back, we have moved in together to our house. Once we started living separately, then after few days, every time we met, this topic of living back together kept on coming. She would plead with me for hours, like literally hours just to live back together. So much crying, it had such a bad impact on her health. She got hospitalized one time due to low BP, because of not eating properly, weakness. So finally we moved in together after this hospital incident. And also it would be difficult keeping it from parents on both sides as they are planning to visit in Diwali. Things have become very formal between us once we moved in together. I sleep in another room. I have not been able to forget and forgive. A part of me wants to. It wants to forgive her and accepts that she is actually sorry for what she did and that all will be good in future. But another part of me just can't forget what happened. It is not ready to reconcile the past with the present. Some nights, she would just come near my bed and cry. It really hurts me a lot to see her like this. I convince her, try to comfort her. But I have not been able to make myself say those words which she wants to hear, that I forgive you completely. I am trying to. She has also changed a lot. It's as if she walks on eggshells around me. She behaves in a way such that she doesn't want to be even a minor bit trouble for me. I don't think I have ever heard a no from her in the past few months. Anytime I ask, "Are you hungry? Let's have dinner?" she would say yes no matter if the time is 7 p.m. or 11 p.m. I don't want her to be like this. I want her to be her natural self and be comfortable around me. But I haven't been able to convey the same to her, I guess. Some days, I think that I have been wronged. Especially on reading comments here. 90% of the comments suggest me to get a divorce. I sometimes think that why am I suffering for her mistake, that maybe I should just divorce and marry again. On my worst days, I think of cheating on her and have sex with someone else just to even things out. But I realize that it will only make the problem worse. Divorce is not out of my mind completely too. It's always there in the back of my mind. But I think just hinting at divorce would break her completely. And it is one of the reasons that I have not taken action in this direction. It's very weird. You would think that I wouldn't care at all about her, what happens to her, but I haven't been able to not care completely. If she was completely fine with divorce or be a smug about it, my life would have been so much easier. Sometimes I wish that she didn't felt any guilt for cheating, then there wouldn't have been any dilemma for me. Right now, the situation is such that I think she feels so guilty that even in case I forgive her, she wouldn't become free of her guilt. We are taking one day at a time. From my end, I take care of her health, I respect her and I am kind to her. That's my end of bargain, which I will always do as long as we are together. But forgiving and forgetting will take time. Not sure if I can ever do that. Past few months have been very tough mentally, hopefully things get better in the future. I will share updates again in future if I feel like writing and sharing. Till then, thanks a lot for your messages and well wishes. Hope you all have a wonderful life ahead of you. All the best. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit like. If you would like to see more, feel free to subscribe.